Welcome to Transform Your Mind with Pam Ryans. This is season 3, and it's all about love, God's love. Hello, welcome to season 3. We've had some changes, and if you're my friend on Facebook, or if you're following me on Facebook or Twitter, at Pamela Ryans, or Transform Your Mind on Twitter, or if you visited my website at onevisionempowerment.com, I told you briefly about my transformation. I'm having a few difficulties with the studio, but I'm convinced that these are sure signs that the enemy is on his job. So therefore, I'm pressing forward with these flaws. And like I told you in season 1 and season 2, I'm fully comfortable with the provisions that God has for me. So if you can bear with me while I work out the kinks, we'll get the job done. This is season 3. And my focus is love. I've faced many challenges with love, and I've overcome many obstacles. And not too long ago, God revealed something to me, and I want to share it with you in the arena of love. Many of us face love issues, and that is our hindrance. So I want to expose love, and I want to share my love with you. My love is God's love, because I am convinced that there is only one love, God's love. Now, the love has many compartments, many variations, but it's still one love, God's love. What I mean, we wouldn't treat our love for an animal the way we treat our love for a child, or intimate love. We wouldn't share that love with our love for our job. But when you break it all down, it is love. In the beginning, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, John 3:16. And that is the foundation that we find. And we want to know, how do we discover love? What is love? How do we express love? How do we walk forward in love? First, you must know that love is a commandment. We have no other choice. In Mark 12:30 and 31, we are to love the Lord with our whole heart, with our whole soul, and with all our strength. We have no other option. So if we're finding difficulty, we must go to the one who commanded us. Then, later on, he says that there is a second commandment. And in this particular one, I hear a double message. It is, love your neighbor as yourself. The double meaning in that is, you must love yourself with all of your flaws, with all of your inconsistencies, with what you think are unacceptable. First, we were made in the image of God, and therefore we are his prize creation. Now, I'm fully aware that many of us face cosmetic issues, weight issues, character issues, and we go and we try to make changes. And then we change and we change, and we never truly find a sure fit. My answer to that is, it's a love issue. So if you love yourself, you are ready to love your neighbor. So let's look at your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Your neighbor is any and everyone you see. How do you love your neighbor? You love him or her just as you love yourself. Whatever you would give yourself, that's what you would give your neighbor. I'm no fool. I know that our neighbors don't always treat us like we think they should. They plot against us. They say things against us. They mistreat us. But what do? I put the word on it. And that word is in Psalm 37. And I simply tell the Lord, whatever my neighbor has for me, I pray that you give it back to him. I didn't always get here, but now that I've arrived, I'm working toward loving my neighbor as myself. But then I want to move on and talk about the word behind loving your neighbor that treats you as an enemy. And Matthew 5:44, it says, "But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for them that persecute you." How do you do it? None other than with the strength of the Holy Ghost. I'm going to leave it right there. If you want to talk about it, I am available. I recently forgave someone. It took 10 years. That is far too long. In that instance, I had to thank God because I viewed that person as an enemy. But in order for me to go forward in God, I had to forgive that person and then love him as myself. But I tell you, in John 14:21, it says, "Whosoever has my commands and keep them is the one who loves me. The one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love them and show myself to them." So, if you're facing issues and you're wondering, where is God in my life? It could very well be a love issue. So I'm asking you, transform your mind. I'm asking you to dig deep. This segment is long. This is the beginning to opening your heart to the essence, the aroma, the scenes of love. God's love for all of his creation. I love you. Be blessed. See you soon.